Here we have a selection of vintage watches from your upcoming Geneva auction. Could you run us through some of the highlights from the sale?
If you'd offer me the 32 watches from Daytona Ultimatum, I'll just wrap them up and say that's my Daytona collection. I love every single piece for their quality, most importantly, and sometimes the details, the small, minute differences that make this specific reference and sub-reference so important. Amongst the vintage watches, I love the 3448 in platinum. That was apparently a special order from a Southeast Asian royal family. It's got a Hagman case, and the watch is so stealth, it's discreet. That would be my favorite watch to wear. There's a 6062 in yellow gold. A Star Dial watch is in the same condition as it was in the second half of the 90s. That's one of my favorites. The Brigade Type 20s, fabulous watches. We've got some great Omegas, the Seamaster and the Speedmaster. I could probably still talk in an hour about what I like in that sale.
How did it end up that several watches in this sale are being sold for charity? Was it intentional or just by accident?
I don't think I've shared it publicly yet how it came all about. After the Paul Newman success in New York, we were virtually flooded and inundated with people proposing us their Paul Newmans, but not dealers or collectors, but privates. And that led us to say, now or never, let's bring these great, fresh to the market, unpolished watches all together. On top of the shopping list, the white gold 6265 from the John Goldberger collection. Everyone told us, forget about it, never, ever will he let go. We called him, and his reaction was, never, ever, I will let go. We asked him why, whereas we expected he would say, because this is the one and only watch I cannot ever replace. He said, I'm not comfortable with the market and my friends and my fellow collectors seeing what high price a watch of mine achieves. Jokingly, we replied, well, no one says you have to pick up the proceeds. You can also just leave them. A week later he calls us and said, you have the watch in your catalogue, and I'm not going to pick up the proceeds. How come? I'd like you to help me and find a charity. It should go to children. I mean, Walter Lange, throughout his life, always said the ones we have to take care of are the children.
In the last 6 months, you have sold many watches for several million francs, set several world records. How do you keep churning out the hits? How do you keep finding, world record, unicorn, rare watches to sell?
If a watch is truly one of the greatest watches of all times, and that's the way I feel for the Steel 1518, for the Paul Newman, and I feel the same for the Unicorn, the white gold Daytona, certainly I will try as hard as I can with the best of the means, the tools I have, to share my conviction with the community. But I'm only sort of a catalyst between the sellers and the buyers.
Many in the community collectors have taken notice of recently the rise of social media watch detectives, people who make it a mission, their crusade, to point out things that are wrong with watches that have come up for sale with or without justification. What are your thoughts on this phenomenon, the rise of such people?
The social media have done a huge favor to the industry because the transparency has increased, but it has also given the opportunity to some people without any credentials to comment without delivering proof, without delivering evidence. Now, there are some of those social media detectives whom I absolutely appreciate. Thanks to their input, we have discovered mistakes we've made. Thanks to their input, we were able to fix mistakes we made. That's what democracy is all about. I mean, there's plenty of platforms where commenting is welcomed.
The auction business in Asia has recently seen a lot of change. Practically every major auction house has had a new head of department, watch department, in the last 6 months. How do you think this has shaped or affected the watch market in Asia, or what's the outlook given all the change that has happened?
To me personally, the auction industry is a service industry like a restaurant is. It does not matter if you say, oh, it's Pizzeria Luigi, and therefore it's good or bad. It's who is in the kitchen, who is serving, who is at the cashier. It's about people. Therefore, it's not that important to me what is the name of the auction house. It's how good are the people that you secure.
And I realize you're actually sitting in a retail store now, which I think is the first time I have come across an auction preview inside a store selling new watches. Can you tell us how this came about, having the preview here?
I think Hourglass is one of the main pillars as an ambassador to bringing the finest horology to a broader audience. Whether you're a retailer or an auction house, there's no difference. The mission is the same. I think it's a very natural match. We're not competitors. It's very important. It's not about who's selling a watch and who's client. Clients choose their watches when and where they want. To us, it's important that we are transparent, that we enjoy, together with our clients, the journey with the community. And it was a very easy and natural match, I have to say.
So does that mean we can look forward to a watch auction in Singapore?
At the moment, we are looking at several destinations around the world. I think the demand for additional destinations at Philips is huge. Let me find the talent, let me find the energy and time to make it happen, and watch the space. We're keen to see Philips grow and the community grow.